Right now, my friends, we are in the middle of one of the best times ever to target market your restaurant. And every day I get questions like I got yesterday about a split between Facebook and Instagram and ads. And Matt, what are some of the reasons you really love these and why are you so convinced they work?
My goal is to help restaurant owners finally get to where they want to go. But more than that, my goal is to find entrepreneurs within that segment that actually know what it means to hustle. That's my goal. Come on the journey with me.
Restaurant Marketing Secrets, episode 329. I'm your host, Matt Plapp, and we're brought to you by America's Best Restaurants. America's Best Restaurants is on a path to help you, independent restaurant owners, find more frequent customers. Because infrequent customers don't pay your damn bills. And today's topic about targeted online advertising, specifically on Facebook and Instagram, gives you an unbelievable ability to leverage the data of the right people to find more people just like that. So, my friends, you can have more frequent customers. This is going to be a topic that's covered many times on this podcast because it's something that I feel really passionate about for the simple fact that I'm 100% correct on what I'm going to tell you. I don't need to explain why or how I know it, except for the fact that, I don't know, we've done tens of thousands of ads exactly how I'm going to talk about. So the proof is there. But also more than that, because very few of you are actually doing it. And some of you that are attempting to do it, man, you're not doing it correctly or you're getting very bad advice. So this was triggered by a new restaurant that came on board yesterday as a client for our company. And I happen to be on the call. I'm not on every call I'm on, actually very few these days, but I happen to be on this call. And the guy asked some questions. He asked two questions I'm going to cover today. Number one, he said, what do you think the split should be between Facebook and Instagram with regards to the advertising that you're going to suggest on this particular part of what you do? Because we have an 8-step marketing plan that our goal is to have restaurants create that 8-step marketing plan over a typically 18 to 20 month period of time. And one of the first things we put in place is an acquisition program. And that acquisition program is organic inside the four walls, organic on social media, organic on your website, and then paid traffic on Facebook and Instagram. And we were specifically talking about that. And he said, Matt, my first question is what split of that will go to Facebook and Instagram? And why does it go one way or the other? And the second part of the question was, I guess what my question was a statement. He was telling me about what he was already doing. He's spending $300 a month on Facebook advertising right now. He's got a social media company that he's paying to run those ads and do some other stuff, and it's not working. And that was one of the reasons he ended up on this third conversation with my team, because the first two meetings are fact-finding. You can't diagnose. Let's see, what is the word I'm looking for? You can't prescribe without diagnosis. So we evaluate what somebody's doing. We understand what they're doing and why. We give them suggestions, and then we see if there's a way to help. So the first part of this question comes down to the fact of the split. Why Facebook, why Instagram, and how is it going to be split? Now, the cool thing about Facebook and Instagram, and I'm talking about today's Facebook and Instagram, there's a lot of other places to do paid ads. I understand that. But these two I really like, and I'm a fan of not building a bridge until you cross the ocean completely, or the river completely. That'd be a long-ass bridge. And what I mean by that is I got the Ohio River about 10 miles north of me here in northern Kentucky that goes across the Cincinnati. When I cross that suspension bridge or the Brent Spence Bridge, I go across to Ohio. If the bridge is half built, I don't go across. Like, for example, there's a bridge they've been talking about building for 25 years. I can't cross it. It's not built. And what I'm talking about here is the fact that you don't need to mess with TikTok ads or YouTube ads or Google ads when you're not accomplishing at a very high level the opportunity that exists with Facebook and Instagram ads. Do not spread yourself out over a bunch of places and build a bunch of half-ass built bridges. Finish the bridge. And to put it in perspective how big the opportunity is, I'd be willing to bet a one location independent restaurant located in the suburbs of a city, let's just say you're in an area that's got more than 250,000 people within 30 minutes of you, you could spend on I'll say you could spend somewhere in the neighborhood of $3,000 to $5,000 a month on Facebook and Instagram ads and not exhaust the opportunity. To put it in perspective right now with our company, I think yesterday we spent $2,200. We have budgeted around 40 to 50 grand a month to spend. And I say budgeted, and I put air quotes there with it because there is no budget when it works. When we spend $2,200 yesterday and it generates X amount of appointments, and those number of appointments show up, and the number of those appointments that show up spend money with us, and I can say, oh, we spent $2,200 and got $25,000. Shit, here's another $2,200. There is no budget. The problem is a lot of you are not going all in on that opportunity that exists to find out. And the second part of this question goes back to why you're not, because you don't know what the hell's happening with what you're doing. So after the break, I'm going to talk about why Facebook and Instagram ads, and I'm going to talk about the second part of this question about understanding what works and what doesn't work and how to make it work.
We interrupt this programming for a brief announcement from our sponsor.
Hey, it's Matt. Okay, there's no sponsor here, just us. We don't have advertising in our podcast. It's just us dropping value to help you build the ultimate marketing plan for your restaurant. But I want you to take advantage of something. We have our America's Best Restaurants University. Yes, it's not actually a university. It's an online training, but it is a great place for you to learn how to market your restaurant at a high level and join our community online and in our Facebook group. Go to abru.online/free. abru.online/free. Join the ABR University and let us help you get to the next level. Now back to the show. What I love about Facebook and Instagram ads is the simple fact that you can target at a very high level who you want to reach. When we build an acquisition program, one of the most important things we do is we get consumers to engage in Facebook ads mainly. Yes, there's Instagram, but Facebook's algorithm, if you give it, let's say, for example, $20 per day, it will decide where the $20 goes, and it will put it to the most effective place that's getting the proper engagements and taking people down the proper path. In our case, the two ads that we typically create on the front end for acquisition are a comment ad, an ad that gets people to comment on the post that we want them to comment on, which then triggers an automation in Messenger, which gets them to answer a bunch of questions, which gets them in the database, which takes them down a path to get them to walk in the restaurant and spend money in a trackable manner. The other part of that is an ad just like that, does the exact same thing, except it's a click here. You click the send message, it opens up Messenger, does the same thing. Now, why Facebook is able, or I guess not why, Facebook's algorithm will determine if you've got $20 in there. Like we had $2,200 or something yesterday we spent on Facebook and Instagram ads. And it was spent across 4 campaigns, probably 20 different types of ads that could have went to 20 different places on Facebook and Instagram. And what I mean by places is it's inside the videos when people are watching videos in pre-roll. It's on their timeline. It's on the sidebar. It's in reels and stories. It can be a lot of places. Facebook and Instagram will see where the best optimization's coming from, and they will spend the money correctly. You know why they'll spend it correctly? Because they want you to spend more of it. If they spend it incorrectly, you won't spend more. And so it'll run the ads, and it'll find the right place. And that's what I was telling this guys. I said, your ads more than likely will be 90% Facebook, because the opportunity that exists on Facebook for a 30-plus audience, actually even a 20-plus audience, is so big, and it's not being capitalized on by any other restaurants in your community, that there is enough eating to be done on Facebook ads for your restaurant in your local community that it's going to be there. Now, I mentioned earlier that we ask a question on the front end that helps us with this. We ask a question in Messenger when people come into this funnel, a marketing funnel. How often do you come to the restaurant? And we're doing this to identify people as one of 3 topics. One of 3 categories. They're a new customer, they're a frequent customer, they're a lost customer. The reason we do that is that our goal is to get as many people that are frequent into that funnel
so that we can optimize based on the right people. Because you see, if we build a database of 10,000 people and 9,900 of them have never been to your restaurant or haven't been in 6 months, that's a problem. You're now trying to find the right people in a pool of the wrong people. But if we do our job and we build a database and we get people on the front end of this to engage that are your frequent customers, and we find enough of them, Facebook's algorithm will say, oh, 1,000 people came into this funnel last month. 800 of them look like this. They're, white. I mean, they know it. They won't say it, but they know if they're white, black, Mexican, Japanese, Chinese, whatever. They'll say, oh, white guy, 2 kids, married, lives in this zip code, drives this type of car, engages in posts about goats and cats and Donald Trump and the Cincinnati Bengals, and it will find people just like that. There's 120,000 data points behind every social media profile. And so that is one of the reasons that we love Facebook and Instagram ads, is that it will do the work for you. Our Facebook and Instagram ads are targeting restaurant owners across the country. We also target consumers to tag restaurant owners the places they love. The more consumers that engage in those ads, the more of the right consumers Facebook will find to get more of them to do it. The more restaurant owners that comment on our post, even if it's bad, and even if it's good or bad, we'll find more of those people just like it. So that's one of the biggest reasons I love that, is that the ability to find people. And then also there's the ability to take an existing database, an existing data set, load it into Facebook and Instagram and say, hey, this is the people I want to find them and find people that look like them. Now, the second part of this is kind of comical because he asked me, he said, I've got $300 we're spending right now. And I said, how's it working? He's like, I don't think it's working at all. And I said, well, what are they doing with it? And he's like, well, we're running some ads to a landing page and we're getting people into it. And I said, how many people have you gotten? He goes, in 2 months, we've gotten 80 people. I think the exact number was 78, if I remember. So 78 people, 2 months, he's spending $300 a month, so that's $600. And I said, well, you should be spending around $1.25 to $1.50 for your type of restaurant and your type of community to get customers' data. So in my world, that $600 should have gotten you, let's say, 500 people, not 78 to 80. And that's based off of us doing this tens of thousands of times. And so that is the first part. I said, but here's one of the reasons you're more than likely not getting that effect, is that the company you chose to help you has no expertise in this. He even made a comment. They do not do this, exactly what we do. They don't work with restaurants. They don't even know how to build the landing pages and the messenger chats and all this other stuff. I said, there is a reason Facebook doesn't want people to leave the platform. They don't want you to click from Facebook and go somewhere else. They want you to try and stay in Facebook, because that's why they want you to sell stuff in Facebook or in Messenger and WhatsApp and Instagram. So that's one of the reasons we build our programs on keeping people as long as possible on that platform, so that Facebook would reward us because they get to keep their customer there. And so when you look at this customer's campaign they were running, number one, the $300 they were spending didn't have a good call to action, didn't have the proper place it was taking people. And then when people got there and filled out that information, there wasn't the proper funnel behind that. So in a future podcast, I'll talk more about funnels. And you can go to our trainings. You can go to restaurantmarketingthatworks.com. And you can click there, and that'll take you to some trainings. There's a training in there on funnels. Because if you do not have a proper channel that people go into and something that happens, and what I mean by that is that if somebody were to opt in for any of our customers' acquisition programs today, they're going to get a customized journey for 120 days, at least. And the goal is to make sure that we optimize that based off of the right people. So there we go. There's a little bit on Facebook and Instagram ads. That's all I got. See you next time. So as you know, I don't charge for my content. We don't have sponsors. We don't have product placement in here. But what I want your help with is spreading the word. If you're finding value here, do me a favor. Share this on your social media. Share an episode with something that made sense to you, that's relevant to your restaurant, that you got value from, and tag Matt Plapp and America's Best Restaurants. Also, go to America's Best Restaurants on Facebook and on Google and leave us a review. Let us know the impact we've had on your restaurant with our roadshow, with our marketing help, or with our podcast. And last but not least, if you want to take the next step and help me out a lot and help us out a lot, text me a testimonial, 859-743-2408. That's my cell. A selfie video would be awesome about the impact this content or our company is having on your independent restaurant. But worst case scenario, just a few kind words. The way we can help lift this industry up is to help get content like this to more independent restaurant owners, and you are the key to spreading the word. I appreciate your support. Have an amazing day.